Hey guys, so we're going to take a look at our word study for today. And if you remember from yesterday, we learned a new root, which was ped or peed, and that means on foot. So keep that in mind when we're looking at these new words today, that they're going to probably have our root ped or peed in them. And how does foot relate to that? Let's see. I think. Oh, hold on. Let's see. So this word is there we go. I need these tools on there. This word is expedition. So if I was going to syllabicate this word, remember syllabicate means like if I was going to break it into its parts. So I'm going to circle my root first, which was ped, and then we would put our vowel here, but there's not really another vowel that we're going to connect it to, so that just makes the syllable close. So it would say ex, ped, I. So this I is really by itself, and then the tion says shun. So this I kind of says its own sound there. It doesn't usually. It would usually say I if it was by itself, but we don't say expedition. We say expedition. So if we're thinking about an expedition, we could think about how we look at this picture and we see that these people are maybe going and exploring somewhere new. So maybe what is the purpose of a journey? Like what are they wanting to do? So if you go on an expedition, you're wanting to explore something new. Now, previously, like back in the old days, they probably did do all of their expeditions are on foot, but now we have other means of travel. So maybe we wouldn't do expeditions on foot all the time now, but back then they probably did do expeditions mostly on foot. So that's that word. Oops. Okay, let me erase this real quick. Okay, so our new word here, quadrupeds. So if I remember, you have to find your roots first. So I have ped and we have quad. And if you remember, quad means four. And so if ped means feet or foot, right? So we would have something that has 4 feet. And then the S just means multiple, right? So quadrupeds. This would be open because the U is at the end of your syllable here. So something that has 4 feet. I have to click back to my mouse. So these would all be considered quadrupeds. Anything that uses all 4 of its feet to walk all the time. That's how their main mode of transportation is. I'm going to go ahead and erase this before we go to the next slide so I don't forget. Okay, this one's a little trickier. You may have heard somebody use this word previously, but it doesn't, it's not something that you've probably used that much in your own vocabulary, but the word is impede. So if I was going to syllabicate this, just like we have for the last couple, let's see. Oh, okay, there we go. So this is our root ped or ped, and then M is a prefix, and I want you to think about how does impede? So something on foot. I'll show you this picture real quick because this picture you might use the word impede to say that the ice is impeding on the ship's ability to travel. So M meaning into or in, so something that is into or in their way of being able to travel. Now, like this is kind of like what we were talking about with the expedition. We don't necessarily always travel by foot, but the ped or ped kind of going into maybe more of a root of meaning to travel. So something that is unable to travel because something impedes, it's in the way of your ability to travel. I'm gonna erase this. Okay. If you've seen the movie Lion King, you have probably seen this as a famous scene when Simba loses his father, and when it's a herd of animals that are all running the same direction. We'll think about what we might call that. We would, in case you're struggling a little bit, we would call it a stampede. Let me see if this. Yep, there you go. So stampede, meaning a group of animals traveling by foot together. So usually they're running, and usually it's because they're trying to save themselves from something. So, and then maybe some of you have the grown-ups that you live with may get these, or maybe you're lucky and you get to have them too. I love going to get my nails done though. So this is when you're going to get your feet um, painted, or instead of a manicure, which mani means that you're getting your fingernails painted. So this would be when you're getting your toenails painted, and this would be a pedicure. So pedi, meaning foot there. So they're curing your feet, right? They're massaging your feet, or they're taking care of your feet. Okay, when you go on to Seesaw today, you're going to see this assignment. It's a fill in the blank assignment. I'm going to go ahead and read it, read the different choices out loud for you today, and then I just want you to complete the fill in the blanks. A buffalo is an example of a blank because it has 4 legs. Number 2, the noise spooked the buffalo and the herd began a blank across the plains. So remember, when a group of animals are traveling, the pioneers went on a blank to search for buffalo. So a journey where they might have traveled to try and find buffalo. The fallen trees will blank the buffalo's progress across the plains. So something that's going to get in the way of their ability to travel. And then, would it be silly for a buffalo to get a blank on their hooves? So something where they would be taking care of their feet. So I want you to complete that fill in the blank activity, and that's all you have to do for Word Study today. So I hope I see some great 5 out of 5s on this fill in the blank. Have a great day, guys.